Hey everybody, welcome back to my IGTV. Today is going to be really special because I'm going to put a destination on your radar for 2021, and that destination is Tulsa, Oklahoma. So Tulsa, Oklahoma is home to Greenwood Avenue, which is also known as Black Wall Street, and it was also home to the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. So to learn a little bit more about Tulsa's past, but also Tulsa's future and why you should visit and what you should do when you go, I interviewed Trey Thaxton, who is the creator of Gold Mill Co. and Greenwood Ave, which is a series on YouTube. You should check it out. It's really amazing. And I interviewed Phil Armstrong, who is the project director of the 2021 Commemorative Commission, which will be happening next year. So without further ado, here are the interviews. I hope you all enjoy. So I watched your series. I thought it was brilliant, honestly.
Awesome.
I learned a lot and I was really inspired by the people that you interviewed. Was that something that you did on your own?
It was completely self-funded. Wanted to do something that really just help the city, and I am a entrepreneur myself. So I figured, being a Black entrepreneur, being in Tulsa, why not, use my abilities to kind of help, promote others. So I think that's what the spirit of Greenwood Ave is about, spirit of Black Wall Street's about. And my background's in branding, design, and advertising, and thought it'd be a great way to help support people, meet some new people, and really highlight the great things that are happening in Tulsa.
Yeah, and I think it's amazing that you did that before the Black Lives Matter movement. So you went and you did this series, and then now this year happened.
Man.
And everyone's looking for that kind of content and inspiration.
For sure. Yeah, the timing was, impeccable. It was definitely a God thing that we did that. And had no idea where the world was going to go, but just showing how, relevant this really is right now and how needed it is. So I'm excited to continue it and keep it going.
So back in the day, Booker T. Washington actually dubbed Greenwood Avenue Black Wall Street. And for those that don't know, can you explain a little bit why he decided to call it that, what Greenwood Avenue was back then, and kind of what the significance of that was?
Sure. So before the race massacre in 1921, Greenwood was a thriving district. There was homes there, people lived there. There were a myriad of different businesses. You had ice cream shops, and you had banks, you had churches, you had schools. It was really just this entrepreneurial enclave and business enclave that Black business owners really thrived in. And it was going from, I believe, 1905 all the way to 1921, when one of the worst acts of domestic terrorism happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Tulsa Race Massacre, where these businesses were burned, these homes were burned, where over 100 people died and lost their lives. And of course, the massacre happened, but one of the most powerful things that happened out of that story was that they rebuilt the next year to be even better than it was before the massacre. Wow. And that's really when Booker T. Washington came. That moniker came after the massacre. So it was dubbed Black Wall Street after the massacre. So it was even bigger and better than it was before.
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought that was before.
I did too. And the great thing about Greenwood Ave, this is kind of me learning in real time. So everything that I'm learning, I'm sharing with the people. So it's been a great, learning experience for me as well. And I just learned that from one of our local authors, Hannibal Johnson, gave me that fact.
Wow. So for those who really have no idea, Greenwood Avenue, so it was more than just a street. It was an actual thriving district, neighborhood.
It was a whole district. So now a lot of times, especially if you come to Tulsa, it's kind of relegated to this one street, but it was really like 40 blocks and even more.
Wow.
A little bit more, 40 blocks of homes, businesses that were all just really owned by wealthy Black business owners.
That's amazing. Wow. I'm learning right along with everyone else.
It's incredible.
Would you say that same spirit still lives on today then, even though it's more so just a block as opposed to a whole district? Would you say that entrepreneurial spirit still exists?
Oh, 100%. And it's I think the city has kind of relegated it to that block, but if you talk to the entrepreneurs here, if you talk to Black people here in Tulsa, it's really not that street. It's even beyond the 40 blocks where it was. It really goes outside of that. And I have a saying with my brand Greenwood Ave is that it's not a place. It's really a mindset. Like wherever you are, if you are overcoming obstacles, if you are, dreaming past where you are, like that's Greenwood Ave. You're Greenwood Ave. We're all part of that spirit. So it goes beyond those 40 blocks. It goes beyond that street. It goes beyond Tulsa.
That's cool. So can you tell me about some of the entrepreneurs that are there today that have, I guess, continued that legacy, if you will?
Yeah, there are so many and more than I can name, and some that I'm still meeting myself. But some that inspired me are like Benita Cooper, who owns Silhouette Sneakers and Art. She's doing an amazing job. She's actually on Greenwood, where a shoemaker used to be back in the 20s. Um, Creating a space for people to put their merch in the shop. She has different shoes. She's highlighting local artists there. They have events that local musicians come and play in. She's really created a venue that the community can come in and just really be one. Uh, Onika Asamoah Caesar, she's opened up Fulton Street Books and Coffee, the only black owned business, the only black owned bookstore in Tulsa. Now again, that's not in the Greenwood district, but it's in Tulsa, and she really carries on that Greenwood spirit. I think 70% of her books are by black or people of color, and yeah, she's doing a really great job of curating that content and really just showing people how they can be allies in this fight to really combat racism. You have Jonathan Stanton, who owns Lord Primo. He's a really good friend of mine, but he makes his own clothes from scratch. He started it just at his home, and now he has his own shop, and he's building his brand that's hopefully will go worldwide very soon. And just so many great people doing amazing things that really just putting a stamp on what Greenwood and what Black Wall Street means today.
So for people who want to travel to Tulsa next year in 2021, hopefully, what are some ways that they can support some of these local businesses? And do you know if they have any safety protocols or how they're keeping their customers safe during this time?
Sure. So Tulsa has instituted a mask mandate, so we are supposed to be wearing masks wherever we go. But Silhouette has done a great job of kind of limiting who can be in there at a time, and the shop is really set up well to social distance while you're there. Fulton Street's another one. The Books and Coffee. She has actually where you can book certain hours, so you can do a whole shopping hour on your own, where nobody else will be in the shop. So she's doing an amazing job at creating ways for people to really engage with the shop, but also be safe. So I know it's really important for a lot of business owners here in the city.
Wow. Would you say, so this is kind of a personal question, but if someone wanted to come and visit Tulsa and do kind of like a fully black owned or mostly black owned itinerary, do you think that's possible? Restaurants, wellness, a whole vacation, but really trying to support black entrepreneurs?
I think we just came up with a new business idea, Francesca. I don't know if that that exists. I know that a couple people did a kind of a black-owned business guide, but it's not super comprehensive. But one of the things with Greenwood Ave, of course, it started with the T-shirt line and now a entrepreneurship series. But one of my goals is to create actually that Black business directory for one here in Tulsa, but then again expand it outside. But that is something we need to put together. I think, especially for next year being the centennial, the 100-year anniversary of the massacre, I know there'll be a lot of programming around supporting black businesses, a black business guide. So I encourage people to watch the series, encourage people to, if you don't want to support Greenwood Ave, but just go find a black business where you are, in your city, in your backyard. Go support someone who's really trying to build their community and make this world a better place where they are. That's how I'll say we can support.
I love that. That was like the perfect way to close that out. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me. I know that you have a lot going on.
Next year really is being set up to be a launching pad, really, for the next, 3, 5, 10, 15 years of a trajectory for several things to be mark significant improvement. Not only in race relations, but like I just stated, economic activity, development, and reinvestment in Greenwood, education in the state that could possibly even go national. We have interest in this possibly being something that would be on a national level. So it's just a tremendous. And then of course the Greenwood Rising History Center. People are going to be thousands of people each year are going to come through and witness and see this history. It's just going to be an amazing time.
Yes, I guess that kind of leads me into my first question, actually. So, in doing my research, I found that not only was the history of the Tulsa Race Massacre kind of hushed and hidden from the general, I guess, American history, but also for Tulsans as well. And I wanted to know, do you think now that the history is finally going to get the recognition that it deserves?
Yes, and the awareness of this is probably the best way, that people all over are becoming aware on a mass level that this tragic thing happened. And then, of course, the destruction, but then the educating or enlightenment that people are getting, that a lot of people think that time just stood still. 1921 destroyed Greenwood. Many don't know about the rebuilding, and that this community rebuilt Greenwood, and that it was actually made bigger and better after the destruction by Black hands and Black ingenuity and creativity. They rebuilt it and made it bigger and better than it was the first time. So that's that spirit of resilience that was here, that is the essence of Black Wall Street.
Yeah, I love that, especially as an entrepreneur. It really has encouraged me and inspired me to know that if they went through that, then I could probably get through anything. And so the history is expansive. It goes just beyond 1921. So how can visitors who plan to come to Tulsa next year or in the coming years learn about this for themselves?
Yes, so the people always want to know, what can I go watch, what can I go read to really get the accurate history. The number one book that tells the real history is actually a book that's almost nearly 20 years old, and it's written by Hannibal Johnson. He actually is a resident here, a lifelong Tulsa, and he's from Arkansas, but he's a historian, and he's actually a member of the Centennial Commission and leads our curatorial team that's building Greenwood Rising. But he has written over 10 books on the history of Greenwood, and the most popular book is a book called It's Just Black. It's Black Wall Street, and it gives the entire history of massacre, of basically what I described, the history of Oklahoma as far as Black citizens before the massacre, during, and after. But it's Black Wall Street by Hannibal Johnson. That's number one, educate yourself. And number two, in preparation for next year. So, May 31st, 2021 is the 100th anniversary of the massacre, of the event. And we are planning with the city, with various members of the community and other community organizations like Greenwood Cultural Center and John Hope Franklin Center, that's actually been here doing this work for a number of years on this specific history. So large, high-scale, worldwide type of events will take place beginning May the 26th, which is a Wednesday, beginning with the John Hope Franklin Annual Symposium for Racial Healing and Reconciliation, and it will go all the way till Sunday, June the 6th. So like a week and a half of just daily activities and events. I mean, all eyes of the world will be on Tulsa, many citizens of the world. And we're preparing for it. We're thankful that a vaccine is out, but we're preparing for the venues to be, of course, socially distanced and safe and with mask wearing. So we're planning for that now in every way possible, because people are coming. So we want people to come here and Greenwood Rising, and they can go to our website, tulsa2021.org. And they can sign up for a newsletter and keep up to date. In fact, our December newsletter is coming out this week. So go and sign up, tulsa2021.org, and get our December newsletter. We have one each month. They can see the events that we're planning. We just posted that last night. You can see all the events for the year and for that week. You can see all the history, you can see all the images, all that's going on, and then even get information about how to book a hotel room or get information about coming here. But and then see our economic development initiatives, what's going to happen the next 3, 5, 10 years to this community for the resurgence of Black-owned homes, Black-owned businesses, and how we're bringing people together to make that happen.
Sounds amazing. So I would encourage all of you, if you have an interest, check out the website and add it to your 2021 plans, because it sounds like it's going to be something really empowering and uplifting and just life-changing.
Yes, it is.
All right, I think that's a good way to end it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity to get the story out and get the history out for people to know and be aware and do their research and maybe be here in 2021.